Brethren, I pray you sing a new song. Sing praise in the assembly of the righteous. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let the high praise of God be on the mouths of the saints and a two-edged sword in their hands to execute vengeance on the demonic nations and punishments on those peoples, to bind their kings with chains. This honor have all his saints. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Sing to him a new song.
Thou know thy fathers have known, even wood and stone.
Right, so we will serve other gods which neither thou nor thy fathers have known, even wood and stone. And we know the first out of the 10 commandments is there shall be no other gods before me.
Right.
Because we know that he's a jealous God. So why would we bow down to graven images and things like that? That's just pure wickedness. Hey, read that first part again, Slot.
Verse 64. And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from one end of the earth even unto the other.
Right, so we scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. That's why this gospel had to be preached throughout the four corners of the earth. That's why this gospel had to go to all nations. Not for all nations to, it has to go to all nations because we are scattered within all nations. It's not for everyone, it's only for the children of Israel. It's exclusively for the children of Israel, no one else. Give me that, give me Joel 2:27 again. Give me that one more time. It's only for the children of Israel. It's not for no one else. You can't try to put yourself in. You can't, I'm spiritual Israel. None of that. It's only for the children of Israel. No one else. You gotta be an Israelite by bloodline.
Right.
Not you so-called white people, you damn devils. Get that.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel,
I am in the midst of Israel,
and that I am your God and none else.
that I am the Lord your God and none else. So he's only the God of the Israelites, nobody else. So hey, that's all throughout the Bible.
Right.
The Bible is it works in harmony. It links up with each other. If the Bible contradicts itself, or Salak, if you say the Bible contradicts itself, you going off your own understanding. Give me Proverbs 3 and give me Proverbs 3 and 5. Because you're not supposed to lean onto your own understanding. Once you go on your own understanding, then you're reading the Bible wrong at that point. Can't possibly be going off your own understanding. Give me that.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 3 and verse 5. Trust in the Lord with all thy heart, and lean not unto thy own understanding.
Right, so don't lean on your own understanding. You got to go precept upon precept to get the understanding of the Bible. Give me Psalms 111 and 10. And you give me Isaiah 20, give me that Isaiah 28:9. I want the Psalms 111 and 10 real quick. You want it? All right.
Psalms 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. A good understanding have all they that do his commandments. His praise endureth forever.
Right, so that's one way you get the understanding of the Bible, by keeping the commandments. You're not gonna get the understanding of the Bible if you're not doing his commandments.
Right.
And now here's another way you get the understanding of the scriptures.
Bring it out.
28.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 28 and verse 9. Whom shall he teach knowledge, and whom shall he make to understand doctrine? Them that are weaned from the milk and drawn from the breast.
Right, meaning you must come as a little child. All those different philosophies, mixing old wine with new wine, you can't come with that. You got to come as a little kid, ready to learn something different, ready to be taught, not trying to teach. What they say, you can't teach nobody that trying to what they say, you can't teach nobody that think they know everything. Come on.
Verse 10. For a precept must be upon precept, precept upon precept, line upon line, line upon line, here a little and there a little.
Right, so you got to get a little bit in the Old Testament, a little bit in the New Testament, because pretty much the New Testament quotes the Old Testament.
That's right.
That's why throughout the whole Old Testament it says as it is written, things like that. It's that simple. Give me that. So we understand how to get the understanding of the scriptures, but you don't want to hear. We're just gonna read it. Get it out.
This is the book of 2 Peter, chapter 1, and verse 20. Knowing the first, that no prophecy of the scriptures is of any private interpretation.
Right, because Hey, the scriptures has no private interpretation, meaning I can't have one interpretation of it and then you have another one of it. It's only one interpretation of the scriptures. Like, for example, God has a chosen people, which are the Israelites. That's in the scriptures. There's no knocking that. I think it's more than that. Continue.
Wait. Wait.
Verse 21. For the prophecy came not in the old times by the will of man.
Right. It didn't come by regular men like us. It wasn't written by a regular man. Continue.
But holy man of God.
It was written by holy men. The prophets, Isaiah, Jeremiah, Ezekiel. It was written by mighty men.
Spake as they were moved by the Holy Ghost.
So it wasn't written by a regular man. It was written by the prophets. You got something?
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 68 and verse 11. The Lord gave the word. Great was the company of those that published it.
Right. So great was the company of them that published it. Give me the book of damn, I can't. Yeah, you can get that. Yeah, you can get that. Yeah. Well, it's cold out here today, boy. Hey, it's Saturday, so you gotta come out here Sunday. You got something? Let me see what I got in my sleep. You got it,
It's the book of John, chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 31. Then the Jews took up stones again to stone him. Jesus answered them, Many good works have I showed you from my Father. For what of those works do you stone me? The Jews answered him, saying, For a good work we stone thee not, but for blasphemy, and because that thou being a man makest thyself God. Jesus answered them, Is it not written in your law, I said, ye are gods?
So there you go. You have a shot quoting the Old Testament. So hey, look, is that, huh? Come on, read that.
This is the book of Psalms 82 and 6. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
So we are known as gods on the earth as well. You ready? All right, yeah. So we are known as gods on the earth as well. That's why we are also known as the sons of God. Let me see.
Wait.
Okay. Y'all still trying to stay here?
Wait.
You got somebody?
Wait. Wait. Wait.
Come on now, give me some of that. You got some? You got some? You got some?
because she taking pictures tonight. It's
Wait.
really on that.
Oh, I know you're talking about dismayed at the sons of heaven. Okay.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10. I'm going to start at verse 2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them.
So we know the heathens are dismayed at the signs of heaven. Hey, oh yeah, speaking of that, it was just something, it was like a ring of fire, like with the eclipses. You saw about that? You heard about that?
I think so. No. You said ring of fire?
Yeah, it was like the sun, like it was the sun and the moon came together and it was like a big ass. Yeah. Oh, that's those signs and wonders, huh? Yeah, I think that's what it was, but I heard about that. That was crazy. Yeah. Be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. Let me see. We can shoot from the hip at this point. Shoot from the hip. I need also one, bro.
I got one.
You got some?
You brought out Psalms 147 and 19. He says, this is John 9 and 31. Now we know that God heareth not sinners, but if any man be a worshiper of God and doeth his will, him he heareth.
Come on, hey, it's that simple. Hey, we know that God heareth not sinners. So he's not hearing your prayer if you're a sinner, you out here doing whatever you want to do. Hey, what they like to say, free will. Hey, who is salvation for? Who is salvation for?
Yeah, come over here. You need to come over here. You're doing all that talking over there.
Give me Isaiah 45:17. Who is salvation for? Give me Isaiah 45:17. Let's read that real quick.
Luke 1.
Hey, Luke 1:68. Somebody give me Isaiah 45:17. Luke 1:68. Hey, he a punk, man. He all the way over there screaming and stuff like that.
Right.
Come over here and be a man. Talk to us like men. Gut up that voice like a man. Come on. Read it loud and proud, Doc.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 17. But Israel shall be saved.
But Israel shall be saved.
But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting light, with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end.
Come on, read what you got, Doc.
Come on, this is the book of Luke. I'm gonna start at verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, for he has visited and redeemed his people. And he has raised up an horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David, as he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began.
Hey, do you even know what we're preaching just to give us a wave? Do you know what we're preaching?
I preached two brothers.
Do you know what we're preaching? Do you know what we're about? Come here.
I haven't got time. It's too cold.
Yeah, I bet you, damn devil.
Preach in season and out of season.
Yeah. Hey, read that.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 5 and verse 29. Then Peter and the other apostles answered and said, we ought to obey God rather than man.
Right, so we obey God rather than man. We're not just going to go off of what people tell us. We're going to go do our own research. The scriptures say, be not ignorant in a small nor great matter. So we're going to do our own research on that. Continue.
Verse 30. The God of our fathers raised up Jesus, whom slew and hang on a tree. Him have God exalted in his right hand to be a prince and a savior. Salakia. And a savior for to give repentance to Israel.
Right, so he was only salvation is for Israel, repentance of sin is for Israel. Because we was the only ones able to sin, because we was the only ones given the law. Give me 1 John 3 and 4. We're the only ones that's able to sin because we're the only ones given the law. Continue. Read that.
This is the book of John, chapter 3 and verse 4. Whosoever committeth sin, transgression also the law. For the sin is the transgression of the law.
Right, so sin is the transgression of the law. Going back to Romans 9, 3 through 4. We were the ones given the law, the service of God. All of those things was given to the Israelites, not everyone else. He has a chosen people according to the Bible as well. What you got on? All right, get that. Come on.
The book of John, 1 John, chapter 3 and verse 22. And whatsoever we ask, we receive of him, because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his sight.
Come on, hey, it's that simple. Hey, you're not going to reward your son if he ain't doing what you tell him to do. You tell your son to go take out that trash. Tomorrow you come home from work, he asks you, hey, can you buy me a game? And no, you're not getting that until you do what I tell you to do. It's the same way. It's that simple. What else?
Wait. Wait. Wait.
All right, read it. We're shooting from the hip, bro. Just read it. Shooting from the hip.
Right.
This is a book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 8 and verse 5. Whoso keepeth the commandments shall feel no evil things, and a wise man heart discerneth both time and judgment.
Hey, see, look, hey, you keeping his commandments, you should feel no evil thing.
Right.
It's that simple. What? See, yeah, let me see. Hey, bro, they do anything, bro. They come out here with spandex on and be out here running, bro. They go swimming in this.